Hello, everyone. Welcome to another bite-sized review. I, s- I watched this movie. I watched Paddington, guys. So, I noticed that Paddington 2 was like one of the best reviewed movies on Rotten Tomatoes of 2017, right? And I'd heard that the first one did okay, but then I look, and I'm looking right now, Paddington 2. It came out in January. 100%, 180 fresh reviews, zero rotten. It's like the best reviewed movie of the year so far, right? It's come out in a long time. And I'm like, what? Why? Why Paddington? Like I look at the poster for this, for the first one, and that's why I didn't watch it for the first movie. And I see Paddington 2 get that reaction. Like, I look into it. Same writer director. I go back, look at the other Paddington on Rotten Tomatoes, has like high 90 score. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I'm just perusing through Netflix, sitting on the couch with my family, my wife and daughter. My wife is doing other things. My daughter is being a 1 year old, 1.5 year old. And I'm just browsing through Netflix, and I've been trying to get into a better habit of just turning something on, just anything, whatever it is, rather than being like, I gotta find just the right thing. And I spend more time searching, or even I just search for 20 minutes and then give up, like many people do. So I'm like, all right, there it is. I see it on there, Paddington. Oh, it's the big deal. Let's see what the big deal is. I turn it on. This movie's freaking amazing. I'm turning on. I'm watching it. As it goes, my wife stops what she's doing, starts watching it. Um, and we watched it in two sittings. I think we saw part of it a couple days ago, and then we finished it last night. Um, before going to bed, and man, I love this movie. It is so good. Like it is so good. It is ridiculously good. It's the best kids movie I've seen in a long, 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 long time. Like I have nothing but good things to say about this movie. Like truly. Like I'm gonna get into it. Okay, I'm getting into it. I'm gonna do a not spoiler review on this one, but I have to say one moment. I have to say this single moment. Um, so Paddington, the story is like Paddington is from Peru. He makes it to America and he moves in with a family. Obviously, hijinks. There's a scene where the family takes him to the train station. I think. I don't know if it's Paddington Station. I can't remember. And he gets lost. He wanders off, because he's a bear. And he approaches an escalator, and it's going down. And he like looks up to the wall, and on the wall are some rules, and it says, like I think it says something about luggage, and then below it says dogs must be carried. So he sees that, he goes, oh, and then it cuts to him holding a dog, and I forget what song is playing, something, and then he goes down the escalator, and he's holding his dog. It's like that's very good. 100% visual joke too. You can't listen to that joke. You have to watch it. So that was the moment that won over my wife, and she had to watch it 100% from then on, because that was some good stuff. But like, I don't even know where to start with praising this movie. It's very Wes Anderson esque. I'll say that. With some of the framing, some of the direction, and acting is a little Wes Anderson esque. The style occasionally is Wes Anderson esque. It's like 40% Wes Anderson, this movie. How do I even frame this? It's unapologetically, unabashedly esoteric and unique. That's very much most of what the Wes Anderson vibe is. Because you watch Wes Anderson and it doesn't try to explain how quirky it is, right? It doesn't try to be like, look, we're being quirky. This is the thing we're doing. It's just like, this is what it is. Take it at face value. And that's what this movie is. Like, the bear arrives in Britain, in London, I believe, at Paddington Station, and no one acts like it's weird. Nobody in this movie acts like there's a talking bear. Like seeing a talking bear is strange, and it's just like a tongue in cheek thing where it's like, who cares? We're just making it to where no one in this movie cares that there's a talking bear. And that's kind of riffed a little bit. It's kind of joked on a little bit. Um, the family he moves in with, um, very kind of a little slightly esoteric, very subtly quirky. But I would say even less so than Wes Anderson, so it doesn't draw that much attention to it, even though it is kind of highlighted a little bit, especially for their characters. Um, Great. All the actors in that are great, and their arcs are really nice. The physical comedy is very subtle, very mild. So you see this poster. It's misleading. It's not like, oh, look, here he comes. He's coming down the stairs. He's going to cause a great big havoc. Like, this is as pretty much as crazy as it gets. Is this single scene where he floods a bathroom and the bathtub comes down the stairs. Um, there's a part later on where he's like, I think has a dog leash attached to like a bus, and he has an umbrella, and he's like kind of floating up in the sky behind it. But it's very subtle and low key and not crazy. And the whole time he just goes like, "Whoa, sorry, excuse me," and like the most genteel bear I've ever seen in a kids movie, genteel character. Just the way he talks, the way he interacts with other people is so like sophisticated. And even though he doesn't really act bumbling, he's just like curious in a unfortunate way. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Good day to you." It's like he knows how to greet people in London. His aunt and uncle told him. Um, this is just a great movie. like truly, it also it doesn't have anything to say. Like, it doesn't say like family is good and family is great. It's just like at the end of the movie, he's writing a letter. I think just in his diary or something, and he's like, "I'm not really like any of these other people because I'm a bear." And that's it. The end. And the movie's over. Um, it's just it doesn't have any message to say. It's just a movie for the sake of being a movie, a story for the sake of being a story, and it's so refreshing. Like, this is such a refreshing change of pace for all these kids movies that are coming out. Like, everything feels so orchestrated and crafted in a very business esque way. Like, minimize the risk, make sure people and kids enjoy watching this movie. Like, this is a movie that is like visionary. It's not like super great or like groundbreaking, but it's just pure goodness. Very charming, very gentle, very cuddly, cozy. It's a great movie. I could ramble on about it for forever. I'm gonna just make sure I'm not missing anything. There's a couple parts where things are kind of subtly hinted at or even blatantly shown, but aren't drawn attention to. Like, there are characters in this that die. Like, they certainly die. Um, but it's not explicitly shown. It's just heavily implied to the point where it's implied. Where like it's like, yeah, that person's dead. But it's for a kids movie, kids will kind of will just barely go under the radar for them. Um, there's a great part where uh, a character dresses up as like a woman and gets hit on by like a security guard. Um, And it's very, I won't say very adult, but just like adults will be like, this is fully a scene for adults, and kids just aren't getting it right now. Not in like a double entendre innuendo way, but it's like straight on. This person is saying that this guy dressed as a girl is like hot or sexy or something like that. I think the movie got a little bit of controversy for that. I like part of why it got a PG rating or something like that, but I really loved it for that. Um, yeah, great, so good, so good. I loved this movie. It's like it's so refreshing to just have a movie that's a movie. You know what I mean? That like it doesn't feel like a product. It feels like something like real and authentic and genuine and warm, and it's like, oh, so good. So good. Highly, 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 highly recommend for adults and kids alike. Especially if you're a Wes Anderson fan. If you're a Wes Anderson fan, you will dig this. You'll dig this hardcore. That's all I have to say. Thank you everyone for watching. I have other bite-sized reviews if you want to see them. If you head to my main channel, I also have a essays reviews playlist that has like all of my thought pieces in them. You can check that out too if you're interested. I do music stuff, book stuff. So if any of that interests you, please stick around, subscribe, comment below if you have something to say. If not, you can just report me to YouTube for what could you report me for on this one? Hate speech. Hate speech. You could do that. I said sexy. Is that hate speech? I don't know. I'm no SJW. Anyway, thank you.